Let's talk about project management, because it is changing in a huge way. And I'm not talking about some sci-fi concept in the distant future. I'm talking about a tool that's here right now, designed to take all that chaos and complexity of starting a new project and just turn it into a clear, actionable plan.
You know the feeling, right? The kickoff call wraps up and suddenly your inbox is exploding. You're just buried in statements of work, call transcripts, endless email threads. Honestly, sometimes just figuring out where to even start feels like its own massive project.
But what if you had an assistant, one that could read all of that, understand it, and make sense of it for you, like instantly? Well, that's exactly what we're looking at. It's time to stop thinking of AI as some kind of replacement. Instead, think of it as your new project co-pilot, ready to help you navigate everything from day one to the final sign-off.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at the super simple, three-step workflow that powers this whole thing. Then we'll break down each of those steps: initiation, planning, and then monitoring. And to wrap it all up, we'll talk about the real payoff, what this actually means for you and the way you work.
At its heart, this whole process is built on a really simple three-step framework. It's all about taking that mountain of raw, messy information and turning it into organized, useful project documents you can actually work with.
And here's that workflow. It's so straightforward. First, you input your data. You got to feed the machine, right? Second, the AI does all the heavy lifting, analyzing and breaking down that info. And third, it helps you create your baseline plans. And then, and this is key, it keeps them alive, constantly monitoring for changes as the project moves forward.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. This is basically your command center. On one side, you upload all your source documents. In the middle, you just chat with the AI and tell it what you need. And then, boom, all the outputs, your project plans, charters, you name it, are saved and ready to go.
Okay, so let's dive into that first step, the initiation. This is all about giving the AI the raw materials, everything it needs to really get a complete 360-degree view of your project. So what kind of materials are we talking about? Well, the foundational stuff. The statement of work, of course. Transcripts from important calls to capture all those verbal details. And even key emails. You're basically giving the AI the exact same info dump you'd give to a new team member on their first day.
All right, on to step 2, and let me tell you, this is where the real magic happens. The AI takes all that jumbled, unstructured data and starts building the formal documents that every single project depends on. Just from that initial pile of info, the AI can draft your main project goal, build the business case, create a project charter, and even map out a stakeholder matrix. It pulls out requirements, defines what success looks like, and flags the big assumptions. I mean, just think about that. This is work that could take days of manual reading and typing, and it's now done in seconds.
So how do you make it happen? Do you need to be a coder? Not at all. It's literally just having a conversation. You give the AI a simple prompt like, act as a project manager and create a project charter for me. You're just directing it the same way you would a junior team member.
The moment you hit send on that prompt, the AI is already working. Scanning everything, connecting the dots, and drafting the document. It's this incredibly fast transformation from a chaotic mess of inputs into a structured, professional document. That speed is a total game changer.
And it goes way, way beyond just those initial setup documents. You can push it to create detailed project schedules, a full risk register, a communication plan. It can even help you create status reports and lessons learned reports when you're wrapping up. It's built to support you through the entire project lifecycle.
So, the plan is set. But you and I both know that's just the starting gun. Projects are living, breathing things. Which brings us to step 3, using the AI as your ongoing partner to analyze new information and keep an eye on progress.
Because, let's be honest, the moment a project plan is final, it's already starting to get out of date, isn't it? New risks pop up, stakeholders change their priorities, timelines shift. A static plan is pretty much a failing plan from day one. And this is where that AI co-pilot really proves its worth. As new information comes in, say new meeting notes or an urgent email, you just feed it into the system. The AI can then help you update the project plan on the fly, run a new risk analysis based on the latest info, and keep your issues tracker completely current. It basically turns your project documentation from a static file into a dynamic, intelligent hub.
So we've walked through the whole process, but let's zoom out. What's the actual payoff here? What does this really mean for you, the project manager, in your day-to-day grind?
Well, it really boils down to this.
You get to automate all that tedious documentation. You can analyze project data in an instant to make way smarter decisions. Your plans are always up to date. But the biggest one, all of this frees you up from being a project administrator so you can finally be a project leader. You get to focus on strategy, on your team, on the things that really matter.
And let's be absolutely clear on this. This is not about replacing project managers. It's about empowering them. The AI is the co-pilot, right? It's monitoring the instruments, crunching the data, handling the routine checks. That frees you up, the pilot, to focus on actually flying the plane and making those critical leadership decisions.
So, this all leaves us with one final big question. It's no longer a question of if AI is going to have an impact on project management. The real question is how long until an AI assistant like this is just as essential to your job as a spreadsheet or a Gantt chart. I have a feeling it's going to be sooner than any of us think.